Warning! This video blog or vlog could contain harsh opinions or foul language. If you do not appreciate said content or material, well, you could just fuck right off.
Greetings, internet people. RantingRamsay here. How are you all doing today? I'm not doing so badly, and I do apologize for the extended absence, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the topic at hand because there's a decent amount that I'd like to say about this. And as the title implies, wherever they put those damn things nowadays, I don't even really pay attention. Basically what we're talking about today is that Republicans in Arizona are proposing legislation that would mandate that any student wishing to graduate from high school would have to take an oath to defend the United States of America and its Constitution in order to get their diploma. Yes, you heard that correctly. And in case you are curious, here is the exact oath, if you haven't seen it already. I, state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge these duties, so help me God. End quote. There are so many things wrong with both the idea and the actual oath itself that it's hard to know where to begin. And though most people are focusing on the last 4 words of the oath, there are a few other things that I would like to address first before I get to my opinion on that, and I think we all know what that's going to be to begin with. Anyway, let's start with looking at the basic oath itself, and what I feel is the most striking part of this, the thing that jumped out at me first, is the resemblance to the military oath of office, which reads as such. I, name, do solemnly swear, or affirm, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Military Code of Justice. So help me God. The entire first half of the oath, the proposed oath, is verbatim the military oath of office. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but it doesn't seem like they could make just a minor, or doesn't it seem, English is not my friend. Doesn't it seem like they could just make a minor change to the wording of the oath at the last minute, and then all of a sudden, whoops, you just oathed in, if that's a real phrase, to the United States military. If you don't show up for boot camp in 3 weeks, we'll have your defecting ass arrested and thrown in the stockade. I mean, you know, it seems a little outlandish, but with the similarities there, it just seems like a possibility. And, you know, I'm a paranoid person sometimes, I guess, so I don't know. It just seems extremely suspect to me. If for lack of a better term, it seems extremely suspect. Now let's dissect a couple of pieces of the oath itself. Now, maybe I'm just being a semantics monger, grammar Nazi, whatever, on this one, but the phrase true faith and allegiance, I know what you're thinking. I'm going to make a link to religion on this. No, not yet. That's coming later. Keep your pantyhose on. What I'm curious about is who decides true faith and allegiance. It's no secret or mystery that most people will interpret the term or the phrase true faith and allegiance differently. Who is to say what defines true faith? In this instance, true faith in the Constitution and all that it represents, and yada, yada, yada. My definition may differ greatly from the person living in the next apartment over. You know, it may seem like an arbitrary thing, but I personally think that the actual intent of the statement is to imply that the government itself defines true faith and allegiance to the Constitution and the country, and therefore the government that runs it. There's just too much wrong here to get into. It's just like it's hard to really lay out all the little things that are wrong with this. People that believe in the ideals and concepts of their country and question and hold their government accountable for what it does within its own borders and worldwide are the true patriots, in my opinion. So, but unfortunately, in government, for at least the last dozen years, those same people are often labeled as treasonous and traitors, and, you know, arrested without cause, without charge, held without yada yada. You know what I mean? It seems to me that the true patriots, the people that truly believe in the country that they live in and hold the government accountable for everything that it does, are the exact opposite of what the government wants. You know what I mean? Because the government doesn't want to be held accountable, doesn't want to have citizens that are trying to uphold the very ideals of the country that they're stomping all over to keep themselves in power and keep themselves making shit tons of money. But, you know, I want to move on to my next point. There's another flaw in the proposed concept. I am having a lot of trouble speaking today. Another flaw in the proposed concept of this mandatory oath to graduate high school in Arizona is the phrase that I take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Now, just think about that for a second. Let it sink in, my last sentence. How the flying fuck could someone take an oath freely if it is mandatory? I mean, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Sure, okay, alright, hold on. One could make the argument that a high school diploma is a privilege and not a right, and thus they are free to tack on any sort of mandatory requirements that they like. Meaning that taking the oath would be of someone's free will because they could always choose not to take it, at the cost of their diploma. That's just fucking asinine. It's all a contrived bunch of shit. It almost seems like a step towards brainwashing. I hope this doesn't... I really hope this whole fucking thing doesn't pass and come to fruition in Arizona. And I certainly hope that it doesn't fucking catch on. But unfortunately, I could see, like, someplace like Texas thinking that this is just a great fucking idea in doing something similar. But I don't know, there's like the whole mandatory, I take this up by free will. Sure, you take this up your free will because you desperately want your diploma, because you know for a fact that you're not going to be able to get any kind of decent job or advance your station in life without that fucking diploma. You won't even be able to get into fucking college without a high school diploma. So if you didn't take the oath in Arizona, you won't be able to get into a fucking college in some other state elsewhere. It's almost, it seems like, oh, well, if you don't agree with this oath, then we'll just keep you in a subservient role in society without being able to get a good job. You'll be a laborer, maybe make a decent wage. But for the most part, you'll never have the chance to ascend to become one of the rich people, which is what this whole country is based on in concept when it comes to the economy. It hurts. It hurts. Okay. And just in case you think I didn't notice or that I forgot, so help me God. The last 4 words, so help me God. You know what? Fuck you, Arizona. In the oath, you force a graduating student to swear an oath to God to defend the Constitution of the United States of America. But not the Bill of Rights, apparently. Though they are technically separate documents, the Bill of Rights is a set of amendments that alter the intent and meaning of the Constitution. They are almost accepted as one in the same. And in that second document, it declares that the government shall not establish a state religion or a national religion. So help me God. As I said, fuck you, Arizona. Fuck you. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to save any sort of explanation or excuse or anything about my prolonged absence for the end of the video, so that those who are interested in the topic can watch that, and then they can probably just shut the video off right now if they don't give a flying fuck about what I'm about to say. And basically, I was like, you know what, I'm not really going to make any excuses or explanations unless a lot of people say, hey, what the fuck's been going on? Because I found that in the past when I make videos explaining a prolonged absence, that nobody really just seems to give a fuck. There's a handful of people that go, hey man, don't worry about it, you know, it's cool, real life, this, that, and the other. But for the most part, nobody seems to give a shit. So I didn't feel the need to do a video about that, and that's why I'm just tacking on this little thing at the end here. So I've just been really fucking busy. I got a new job, and I've been working a shit ton of hours trying to get some money. You know, got to make that paper. And so it was just drained to the point where my motivation for making these videos just kind of dropped pretty far for a while. And but you know, like I said, kind of easing back into a routine, and so we're gonna be making more of these videos. And if for some odd reason I do not get a chance to make a video before February 12th, I will be doing a special little video on February 12th. It's not going to be my normal format or something that I normally do, but I do want to kind of keep it a surprise. So if I don't do a rant between now and the 12th of February, there will be a special video, a unique little thing that I'll be doing on the 12th of February because I fucking feel like it. So I hope you guys are doing well. And, oh, by the way, 2 links in the description. One, an article about the actual proposed Arizona law, a brief one, and then just for fun, a link to the actual U.S. military oath of office, so you can look at the similarities and commonalities between the two for yourself. So, there you go. There you have it. I'm RantingRamsay. That is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?